girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. We're getting right back into things. I told you I'm knocking out these reviews. We're going to talk about Love After Lockup right now. The episode was pretty mellow. Not too much happened. Not surprising though. Usually the first 2, 3, 4 episodes, you know, they just got to give us the background of everybody's relationship. And people are just getting out. And we all know when people just get out, they still in the honeymoon phase. They still, you know, slinging around the house. Getting out because the hormones is all out of whack and stuff like that. So everybody's in the honeymoon phase. But it isn't until about 2 weeks in when real life starts setting in. And it's like, oh, I got to pay bills. Oh, I got a family to take care of. But wait a minute. I got a husband and a wife I got to attend to. And then that's when they demons start coming through. And the old prison waves start popping up. And then that's when TV really get good. But until then, we're just going to talk about this episode and go ahead and get into things. I did do growing up hip hop. So y'all make sure after this to go stop by and show that video some love, okay? So Love After Lockup, we basically open up with Rachel. Rachel is getting ready. She is putting beer, bologna, her boobs all up and getting ready for her man, Doug, who is 17, basically. I'm going to say he's 17 because that's when he went into jail. So he's going to be 17 when his ass gets out. But she's in love. She's done this shit before, which if it didn't work the first time, wait a minute, that's insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result. But you know, bad boys, that's what we all love. And so you know what's going to happen? Bad boy, bad life shit. So she's getting ready. She takes her ass down to his prison. He told her to wear a conservative outfit with no panties on. T-shirt and your panties on. I don't know why that song just popped in my head. But yeah, I guess he wanted to have some like freaky deaky school teacher like moment or whatever. Who knows? But she came in there dressed like, you know, a church altar lady and popped up over there by him, was waiting on him. Then nigga like 6'9" or something like that. So her being only 4 foot, whatever, 5 feet tall, the height difference was definitely huge. But they kissing, licking. He trying to already slip a finger in it, which is nasty. I know you ain't even washed your hands. I don't know how people be like, oh, let's get right to sex after prison. Like, can you wash that prison stench off of you first? Like, I'm not gonna let you stick no finger, hand, penis, nothing, nowhere until you go into the shower and rinse that shit off. I'm sorry, I don't know how they do it. But basically these two are happy. The other man in prison and, you know, jealous seeing him out there smooching on a female. But he's just super happy to get out. Everybody says the same thing when they get out, which is, I can't believe it. You know, it just feels different. It feels weird. It feels like I'm still locked up. You know, it's amazing. I'm just ready to get out of here off the parking lot because, you know, everybody's hormones is all out of whack like they 17 again. Which Doug is. He's 17, period. He was 17 when he went in. Like I said, gonna be 17 when he get out. So they drop off. Actually, she showed him that he got a big ass thing of bologna. He cut it with a card, nasty ass, showing her how the prisoners do it. And then they drive off. He talking about, oh, I thought I told you to wear some panties. I guess he was trying to slip his hand down there. She talking about, oh, your hand is cold. I'm like, bitch, you nasty. You know his fingernails is dirty. Gonna have your pH balance off, out of whack and stuff. Something, that's gonna be something Summer's Eve can't fix now. So after that, we see, who else do I want to talk about? I want to save Daonte and Nicolle for last. So let's go ahead and get into Courtney and Josh. Now we all know Courtney, she lost her livelihood for this man. She lost being a correctional officer because she fell in love. She saw his sad little letters. And you know, from seeing Josh, I really do kind of have a soft spot for Josh. You know, when they were sitting down and eating dinner and everything, he was just talking about how, you know, he's appreciating her, you know, building this empire for her. And I liked how he sat down and was like, you know, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to do, you know, in the first year of us being together? She talking about just not kill each other. But, you know, he's like, you know, I want to learn how to do landscaping and, you know, build a deck. Like, I can appreciate that he's already thinking about, like, okay, what do we want to achieve? So I'll give him that little bit. But I'm a little nervous because he, you know, he's young. Like, he has no other life experience besides being in jail. And there's no comparison to being in jail to being in real life. Like, that adjustment, I'm sure, is huge. They did have sex though. He had had sex in 11 years since he was a teenager. So he was worried about how it was gonna go. Was he gonna be able to hold it up long? Probably not. I'm sure the first time he busted a quick 2 minutes in, he told me, oh my God, I forgot how magical it felt. You know, she nerdy in the streets but freaking the sheets basically. But you know, they had sex. She said it was, you know, magical, nothing awkward. It just happened. So I'm glad for you. I don't know what it's gonna be like for them, because she just cries about how, you know, she's happy that she did this, even though she lost her career. You know, there's nothing more important to her than being a wife. And I just kind of be like, you know, women who value that title wife scare me, because it's like, I don't know if necessarily scare me, but it just hits something different in me, that it's like you don't value yourself until you're with somebody, until you have this title. And that's like concerning. Like the only thing you want to be in life is a servant to somebody else. It's just, I get like the love aspect of it, like, but when I hear be a wife, I hear servitude to somebody else. That's what I hear. But especially the way she said it. But she's crying and stuff and just happy that, you know, she went through it, and she doesn't know if Josh feels guilty or whatnot. But nonetheless, these two, they doing all right for the meantime. So moving on, we have Stan and Lisa. So Stan with his little toupee, which he thinks nobody knows he's wearing Donald Trump ass. He is at the house, and his buddy comes over, knocks on the door, and he's holding 3 headless monsters at the door. He's like, what the hell is this? And he's like, oh, it's wigs for Lisa. You know, I want her to feel comfortable when she gets out. And his buddy's like, Stan. You done up and did it now. You got some broad basically working you for all your coin because she sucked it good. Basically, is all I'm hearing. He talking about he in love with her already after 3 dates. He talking about, oh, the way the sex is magical, da-da-da-da. So she clearly put that thing on him. Okay, that thing was thanging on Stan, okay? And he done fell in love. He done had a whole T-Pain moment. I fell in love with a stripper. And instead, he fell in love with a prisoner. A prisoner. Anyways, so he's at the house, well, dude, he's like, Stan, you sure you want to do this? Like, you know, what if this ain't what you think it is? So she ends up calling in the midst of the conversation and starts talking about how her brother, basically they not trying to help the brother out because this is like the 10th time that he done sent these folks on a run. They had to put the spikes out to catch his ass. So they're really not trying to release him. And so Stan's like, you know, he took a sigh of relief because he was not trying to pay that bond. I'm pretty sure, again, because she asked him, and I feel like he's already paid his bond before, I think. So he ain't trying to hear it. But she's just like, oh, I'm excited to get out, you know. But the thing is, like, what's my last name going to be? Because remember, I'm still technically married to 2 men. And you could tell Stan was like, damn, like in the back of his head, because his friend heard it. And his friend was like, okay. So before she could say anymore, Stan's like, okay, babe, I love you. I'm going to let you go, okay? Because he was not trying to have her say any more mess to make him look stupid around his friend. So the friend's like, married to 2 people. He's like, well, she supposedly got a divorce and separated, but we don't know. So we got to get the lawyer to, you know, to handle it. So in the friend's mind, he's like, look, okay, what if I'm her ex? And I basically tell her, well, you got a bunch of old men who want that cat. How about you know, contact one of them up and like basically milk him for all he's worth? He's like, nah, she wouldn't do that to me. It's like, man, you can't put nothing past nobody. Nobody, buddy. Nobody. This is all a business, okay? And as famous line of Players Club, you gotta use what you got to get what you want. And that's what Lisa's doing. Lisa and Nicolle ass. But basically he's in love. He would marry her today if he could. So now he's on the way to her prison and he doesn't know what she looked like. So when she come out, you know, he is a little concerned, like, is she gonna look the same? Because she just keeps saying, I look like a boy, I look like a boy. So it's like, well, damn, how bad did prison do her? So we did Courtney, Josh, Stan, and Lisa. I feel like there's 2 more people. Oh, let's talk about Britney and Ray. So Britney, I'm kind of getting a vibe from her that I don't like from people who consider themselves more valuable than the family in the beginning of a relationship. So basically, she's going over to Ray's family home. She's expecting, maybe like a double wide or a project house or, a single parent home that was all, bashed up on the outside. This girl pull up to the suburbs and she's like, did I get the right location? Because the way Ray talks about his upbringing was like they were struggling, destitute, and then, poverty. Like, she's like, it's like a castle on the outside. So she's like, okay. So she's like, I feel like if he's like telling me this, like, what else is he lying about? So she goes in the house, meets the family. She had shirts made, come home, Ray, happy to see you. The mom and the dad, gave her nice little greetings, but then the grandma came down. You can definitely tell the grandma was like at an arm's length because she's super close to Ray, and Brittany's like, his grandma, they're super close, so I know I gotta win her over. So she had got a rental car, but daddy said, nah, I'll drive. And so she just kind of let it be. So on the way, she's in the back with the grandma, and the grandma's kind of, she trying to keep an eye on her grandson. So she's like, oh, so how long you and Ray been talking? She's like, well, like talking, like 9 months, but like we've known each other. She's like, okay. And so grandma's asking the questions that we want to know. If you all put together, you got a good career, you got money, you take care of everything, got it on your own, why are you looking for a man in jail? Now, I will give Britney credit the fact that her and Ray were talking before he got locked up. But the fact that this man got locked up, that didn't turn you away. It's kind of like, almost like desperation. Because she was talking about like, I'm 35, my eggs, they, getting ready to become powdered eggs. Basically, like, she's on it. I feel like she just doesn't want to start over, basically. She doesn't want to start over. So she's already halfway in it with Ray. So it's like she might as well ride this thing through. Or at least until she get a baby. Basically what's happening. So when she's talking to grandma on the way, she's just like, yeah, we were talking. And she's like, I really wish I was by myself talking to Ray. Going to see Ray because we had plans of what we're going to do. We're going to go eat. Then we're going to stop by a hotel. But then he called me back talking about, like, his dad was going to pick him up. Which, I get it. Like, family would be somebody that be out of jail when you step out of the jail cell. So when they get there, she's super excited. They waiting on Ray, steps out of the van and walks into the building. So she's talking about, I'm thinking about who's Ray gonna hug first. Like, if he doesn't hug me first, I'm gonna feel some type of way. And I was like, bitch, you did it for me. Like, people who do that, who think about themselves so a high regard over somebody's family, just confuse me. Like, he's been in jail. Yes, he's been talking to you, but he had a whole family, his mom, dad, and grandma. You really aren't going to respect them enough to give them that to hug their child? You feel some type of way that because he hugs his parents first, the people who gave him life, that's going to make you feel some type of way, Britney? So I am agreeing with Terrence, shout out to Terrence, in the fact that I do feel like she's one of those women who knows that she has all these things together, and having a man who also has his thing together doesn't give her the leverage that her insecurity needs to uphold her. She needs to have some type of leverage because ultimately she is an insecure woman. Even as strong as she is, there are some doubts in her mind, or she wouldn't have been in a relationship for 2 years getting her ass beat that she kept for her parents. So if she has somebody that can't really bring as much to the table, maybe it gives her like a sense of control, basically. But when she said that, I was like, click, change the channel. I don't like that bitch. So then last but not least, Daonte and Nicolle, she gets out. He already spoiling her. This shit is so madness. Like, Daonte clearly has a fetish for white women. Woo, who shocker. Another white woman with a nigga. Like, here we go. Snow Bunny and Ebony and Ivory. Like, shock. But she can keep him because Daonte's stupid and I don't like stupid black men. So he's basically getting taken for, okay? He is spoiling her with lavish watches and money and shoes and outfits and headphones and all types of shit. Just got out of prison. You think she ain't gonna keep expecting that when you just got out of jail and you know he really trying to be hard? talking about, oh, bring that ass here. Like, he want to be hood so bad. Oh, bring that ass here, girl. Oh, yeah, how about that? How about that? Yeah, what it is. Like, you could tell, like, he just want to feel like, I don't know, like, kind of puffed in his chest, or like from the streets or something. But as she's pulling out gifts, she pulled out a little lingerie, a little lingerie. She's like, I got anxiety. Like, I told you I was in jail. Like, don't be surprised. I told you that I don't want to, touch, I didn't even, touch anybody in prison for 4 years. He's like, nobody. And she's like, yeah, nobody. And we all know this saying, gay for stay. Do I think Nicolle got in her to be gay for stay? Possibly. I really do. Especially for 4 years. But she's about, I already told him when I got out. So if she already told him, I can respect, like, it's not just a spring on him. Like, so Daonte, don't be acting surprised if she told you, like, hey, we're going to take it slow when I get out. Don't just immediately think that we're going to be banging the day I get out. So she's like, I want to go by my mom's first. And he was kind of like salty, like Britney, like, oh, you want to go stay the night at your mom's house? But finally he gave in because it's like, it's the first night. Like, okay, I got to, back up. Okay, she just got out. So when he pulled up, he thought he going to meet Mama Bear. She was like, no, like, wait a minute, this ain't the time. Which I agree. When you first get out of jail, your introduction to your parents should not be you and, hey, here's so-and-so who's been paying my way through prison. Like, that's not the first way you want to meet somebody, okay? So she basically goes to the mom's house, gets all nice and washed up. He drives off in his feelings, but he's okay for the moment. And Nicole's in the room in her robe, messaging somebody else already. Now she talking about, oh, I am in love with Daonte, but that doesn't mean I don't want to play. She's messaging somebody to my, oh, I'm out, like, oh, babe, I'm ready to see you. And I'm like, who is this? Who is this? I feel like she messaging a woman. She's talking about, oh, I got a few secrets. I feel like she into women. I feel like she probably like one of them threesome, type bitches. And she gonna keep holding Daonte out and blaming it on anxiety. Honestly, that's what's gonna happen. Do I believe she has anxiety? Yes, but is she using it as an excuse to not have sex with Daonte? Absolutely. But I think that's all the couples, you guys. It wasn't really that much going on. So y'all tell me how you feel about Love After Lockup. Next week, looks like Rachel and Doug gonna be having some issues. And Ray, he got sent back to the van. Sitting Britney over there looking like, oh, I hope he hugged me first, but you ain't gonna be hugging nobody because they sent his ass right back to the jail. So let's go ahead and knock this out. I'm gonna charge my phone and come talk to you guys about Ready to Love in a little bit, hopefully. And I will catch you guys later. Tell me how you feel about these couples. Who is the worst one? Who do you think is getting played the most? What do you think about Rachel accepting Doug, who's literally only 17, in the head? And what do you guys think about Daonte, like him spoiling her like already so early? Is Nicolle gay, or just gay for stay? Is she gay or just gay for stay? Questions we need answers to. All right, you guys, I will catch you later. Appreciate you for tuning in. Like, tag, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next video. Deuces.